Jack Frost 1997 was a straight-to-video horror comedy Christmas movie about a killer snowman, starring Shannon Elizabeth, Scott McDonald, and Christopher Allport. Written and directed by Michael Cooney, this movie should not be mistaken for the 1998 movie of the same name. Speaking of the 1998 movie, there are so many similarities between these two films. I think that the 1998 version was inspired by this movie. If you didn't tell me which movie came out first, I would have said that the 1997 movie was the rip-off of the other one. It was like a spoof of the 1998 version, but clearly not. I think the whole concept of this movie is very interesting and it's really 90s. The serial killer Jack Frost is en route to receive his death sentence after killing 38 people. En route, the transport that is carrying Jack hits a van full of genetic material, and somehow Jack is turned into a snowman. After this scene, the movie turns into like a really generic 90s Christmas movie. The sheriff is making his rounds around the town, and we see people building snowmen for the snowman competition later. And in true 90s Christmas movie fashion, we get some really like corny jokes about snowmen. After this, the corny 90s Christmas movie vibes instantly stop because the sheriff is called in to a murder.
Murder! Judas!
He suspects the murderer is Jack Frost for reasons, but he was told that Jack died in the accident the night before. The first time we actually see Jack in action as a snowman is the funniest scene I've ever seen. The sheriff's wife comes home from grocery shopping, I believe, and she sees an incomplete snowman in her driveway and assumes that her son built it. So she goes in and the son is making a complete and utter mess in the kitchen. So she's like, go outside, I will clean this up and you finish your snowman. And he's like, what snowman? She's like, don't be stupid. You know you built a snowman in the garden. So he's like, fine. He goes out and gives it the coal buttons, 2 coal eyes, carrot nose, and he's like digging the mouth out, and you can see like little icicle teeth start to form, but nothing happens to the son. But then like the kids' bullies turn up and they're just like, get off our like ski route or thing, and he's like, this is my property, and he was like, I don't care. And then one of the bullies pushed the snowman's head off, and in retaliation, Jack pushes him on the ground as one of his friends are sledding past, and they decapitate him. Ryan, the sheriff's son, is the luckiest person on earth because his dad is the sheriff. He's not arrested for manslaughter because everyone believes that Ryan pushed the kid in front of the sled. No one's asking why Ryan would have done this. But the sheriff is like, my kid did not kill this child. He obviously just slipped. Ryan is going on and on about how the snowman pushed him, and it's comical how he's not locked up instantly. The next time we see Jack is a really great scene. We're at the bully's house and his parents are arguing because the mum wants to just like, for the night, forget what's happened to their son and put on the Christmas lights, and the dad's just like, how are you not mourning? And she's like, I am, I need something to distract myself. And then his sister comes downstairs and she's like, I'm going out, and he's like, you're not going out, you're gonna stay in this house and mourn your brother. And she's like, nah, fuck that, and she leaves. So the dad just goes outside to like smoke and get a breath of fresh air to like come to terms with his grief. Jack starts to almost like immediately taunt him. He's just like shouting things at him, and the guy doesn't know where the voice is coming from. He's assuming it isn't the snowman, like a rational person. So he's like looking at the tree line, he's looking like behind his garage and the bins, and he's just like, where is this voice coming from? He pulls out an axe to like defend himself because he believes that he's being like, that the person is trying to like be aggressive towards him. Maybe it's the person that killed his son. And then he realises the voices are coming from the snowman, and Jack shoves the axe down his throat. Then Jack goes inside. So he can melt and reform himself. So he melts and goes into the house. And then kills the wife by smashing her head into several Christmas ornaments and then strangling her to death with the Christmas lights. This scene is actually where I really started to enjoy the movie. I think it's really interesting how creative they have to be with the kills, because obviously Jack is a snowman and he's very limited with his movement. So they had to give him like super strength and like different like freezing and melting abilities just so he could fit through like doors and kill people in certain ways. I think this is a really interesting movie because at times they really lean into like the 90s campy movie, and then instantly they almost like switch. They also try and lean away from like the usual horror tropes. So there's a scene towards the end of the movie where everyone believes that Jack is dead and they've killed him. And everyone's like checking in with each other. The sheriff is checking in with his son. And I thought the movie was like literally just about to end. And then out of nowhere, Jack just materializes. They do eventually kill Jack with, I think, like a load of antifreeze. Very smart. So at the start of the movie, the son is making his dad some like some chocolate porridge or something, and at the end of the movie, his dad ends up throwing this chocolate porridge at Jack, and it like melts half his face off. And the dad was just like, what the fuck did you put in that? And he was like, antifreeze. I put it in there so you wouldn't get cold. And like, it's glossed over that the kid nearly killed his dad. So they kill Jack at the end, but they also leave it open for a sequel, which I believe they do. Because apparently Jack can reform himself in antifreeze, but it killed him. No idea. If you're into movies that don't take themselves seriously and you're also into like Christmas horror movies, I think this is like the perfect movie for you. I feel like I keep saying this in my reviews, but the kills were really inventive. Like, there were kill scenes in this movie which I haven't seen in other horror movies. Personally, I'd give this movie an 8 out of 10. I did really enjoy it. There were times where the movie dragged on like just a little bit too much. But apart from that, I think this is like the perfect adult family movie. So hope you liked that video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe if you did, and share it with your friends. Bye.